Hello and welcome to a random bus stop in Salford.
Yes, welcome to Greater Manchester. Fun.
Yes. And today we're going to be going on the B Network.
Yes, so we're going to be telling you about the B Network, what it's about, the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah, because it's a fairly interesting system, and to those in the south and other parts of the country, fairly overlooked as well.
Let's go show the B Network some love. It really is a good system.
Yippee! And so we are here on the tram.
Yes, welcome to the tram, the Bombardier M5000, which was we say the past mentioning because, to put it simply, since mentioning Cambridge in 1992, it's always been owned by the Greater Manchester Public Transport, whether Public Transport Board, whether that be GMPT as it was before or TFGM as it is now. They've always had some sort of role in this system, unlike other tram systems which are private, like Sheffield. So we say press because this is kind of predates the B Network. It's kind of like the predecessor to it in a way, because it's always been run by TFGM.
Yes, and the trams, they had the old T6, was it like T67s or
The
something?
T68s, the Ansaldo Braids, the T68s, which
were not great.
They were not. To put it into perspective, they only lasted about 20 years. Not very good. They were withdrawn in 2014, and then replaced by these.
Which, that's like,
They're slightly better than the T68s, but they are still not great, are they?
yeah, no, these like, yes, they're better than the T68s, but they shouldn't be two-car. The seats are very uncomfortable, especially for the longer journeys that these do. Like, these two journeys of well over an hour in length.
Yeah, more than like the long. These do the longest tram route in the UK, which is Rochdale to Salisbury, which is the tram we're on now, ironically.
Which we will be doing a video on in like the future, but obviously today we're on a time budget because haha, funny Sunday timetable.
Yep, cheers Sundays. And then the one from Rodwest, the National Tram, that's come from Eccles, which isn't over an hour in length, an hour 10, an hour 5 minutes. So yeah, they do a long journey. Obviously, there will be people that won't do the full length, but there'll be some people that are going quite far.
Yeah, and you have to, and like you have to consider that, like, yeah, the seats may be fine for like a small journey, but these use more old national rail these routes. The Metrolink uses more old national rail infrastructure than I believe any tram system in the UK.
Yeah, it does. It uses quite a lot.
Like, it's to the point where the trams are actually high floor instead of low floor, because for a lot of the stations they just use the old NR stations.
They do. They use the old stations, the old platforms. So yeah, they're not great trams. I'm hoping that they do get replaced in the future, like get straddlers in or something, or make them longer, if anything. Like get some like five car trambos at full length, walk through, and that would really add capacity to the system.
Yeah, and make the seats a bit more padded.
Yeah, and some better seats for the tram as well. Metrolink wants to expand with services going beyond, and they do want to have some tram train routes. I mean, we could see some tram trains, similar to what we have in Sheffield, and in the future up to Wales, appear on the Metrolink network as well, which would be really good.
And obviously, since these trams are high floor, it means compatibility with, since these are already to National Rail specification in terms of height, compatibility with the rest of the network would be seamless.
Yeah, it would. In fact, I argue that if they should have done the tram train trial scheme here in Manchester, just because it's a better place to have, just a better place to test the system out.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the past, since this predates the B Network. Now let's go on to the current B Network, which is the formation of the local bus services.
Yes. So we'll go and grab a bus, and we'll tell you about the buses.
Let's do this.
Let's go on a bus. Let's go.
Okay, and on to present.
Onto the present. So this is the buses. These were redone recently to become part of the network. And they're also getting all the buses in the fleet are going to get a refresh like this one. This is an old bus, it's from 2019, but it's got a refresh look like B network. It's got new seat covers, new floors, new priority areas, new screens, and they've done them up to give them like kind of a Greater Manchester livery feel. And they all have to have a new livery on the outside, a big bright yellow one.
Yes, and when we were on our way to the starting point, we went on one of the newer buses, and yes, this is very uniform with them. The seats are a bit different, but that's it.
Yeah, some of the seats are going to be different on some of them because it's how they didn't replace seats on all of them. They just like kind of redid them, had some new cushions on, and new moquette, but they're still pretty nice.
Yeah, no, these are nice buses, and another positive is that this is one of the buses that they use on the Route 158.
Yeah, 158 bus, which you're very familiar with.
Best bus route of all time.
Yeah, we have a video on that. You should go check it out.
Yeah, it will be like right there or there or there.
But anyway, I like them. They're very nice.
Yeah, these are nice buses.
The reason why we're saying this is the present is because this is what's happening at the moment. The buses is what's happening with BNF at the moment. They're currently bringing all the buses under public control from private companies. And now we're going to move on to what's to come in the future.
Yes, let's go on some trains.
Let's go on some trains.
And so we are here on the train.
We're here on the train, the future of B Network.
Yes, so basically started out tram, now it's bus, and eventually they want to absorb the local northern services into the GMTPE, basically.
Yeah, into the B Network. So there are 8 routes proposed by Andy Burnham. There'll be a map on screen now, showing which routes they are. And they are what he wants to become part of the B Network. So it'll be exactly the same as what you do like down in London, contactless, same fare, buses. They'd have the new maquette, they'd have the new livery. And they'd be part of the B Network. It'd be fully integrated, and this wants to hopefully start it by 2028. So in about 4 years' time from the recording of this video.
So this is basically going to be Manchester's version of the London Overground.
Yes, it is.
So they're going to be run by Transport for Greater Manchester.
Yes. So not confirmed yet, but we may see some new rolling stock introduced. And I know Andy Burnham's a big advocate for level boarding, so maybe Stephen Stadler Flirts, Metro trains like the 777s,
maybe some Siemens trains.
But I think they would be a level boarding train if there is one introduced.
Okay, that's good to hear that essentially what Manchester is doing is it is TfL-ifying its transport system, basically.
Yes, that's what the whole BNO concept was. It was to kind of like bring everything under kind of under one thing and make stuff cheaper and easier for people of Manchester to use.
Because I think we can all agree, even though TfL can be annoying and its rolling stock really isn't great at some areas.
Yeah,
it's
not
still
names or numbers.
Yep, no, definitely not 710. But it's still very good. Like the way it's put together, the way everything is sort of like one system. It's easily understandable. Like separating TfL from National Rail, very easily understandable, and that's great. And that's what I think cities like Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, they all need something like that. So it's great Manchester is sort of leading the charge on this new TFLization of the transport system.
Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good, and hopefully they make a success out of it, because as the trams and the buses being in the public control so far seem to have improved. I'm hoping that the railway service will do the same, and it will bring everything under one like a brand, one umbrella. As I said, we'll make it easier to use by the people that live and use the railway network in Greater Manchester, which is always a good thing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video.
Yes.
We've gone over the history, the current state, and the future of the B network, which, honestly, it's actually a really nice network. Yes, it does remind me of TFL, but it's like TFL, but nicer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like a more modern version of TFL. So yeah, they got the B network. We love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to wrap it up for this video.
Yeah, that is.
Hope you enjoyed. This is a more informative video than we usually do. Normally, it's just us fucking about.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Willow,
And I've been Ewan.
and we will see you next week.
See you next week. Ta-ta for now.
Goodbye.